What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Erica from The In-Between. Today, I'm going to be diving into my review of the Section 8 Secrets program by Tom Cruz. Now, you've probably seen this course floating around online if you've been looking into real estate stuff or you're trying to figure out how to make some kind of passive income. So in this review, I'm going to break down exactly what Section 8 Secrets teaches, what kind of business model this is, who Tom Cruz is, what's actually inside the course, what people are saying online, and obviously whether or not I think it's worth the price, or if there's a way easier and way less risky way to actually build something real online, much like the model I linked a free training for down below. And with that being said, guys, here's just a quick disclaimer. I'm not affiliated with Tom or his Section 8 Secrets program in any way. This is all just my honest opinion based on my own experience digging into his program and comparing it to what I know works. With that being said, let's dive right in. All right, so Tom Cruz's Section 8 Secret is a real estate course that teaches you how to buy rental properties and rent them out through the Section 8 housing program. So instead of that money going straight to the tenant, it goes to the landlord. And that's kind of the whole appeal here, is that the rent payments are backed by the government. So they're supposed to be guaranteed, even if the tenant loses their job or falls behind. Tom pitches this strategy like it's this hidden gem of the real estate world, claiming that Section 8 tenants tend to stay in units 6 or even 7 times longer than regular renters. And in a lot of markets, the program pays more than fair market rent, sometimes up to 10 to 20% more. So in theory, you're getting longer leases, less turnover, and bigger monthly checks. Plus, because these properties are in lower income areas, they're often cheaper to buy, which makes it seem like a great entry point for real estate investing. And that's exactly what the whole course is all about, teaching you how to find those properties, how to get financing, how to get approved for Section 8, and how to manage the whole process. Tom himself claims that he's been doing this since 2014, and the course is supposed to be his step-by-step system. So once you get into the course, it's broken into 7 different modules, starting off by teaching you the basics of Section 8, like what it even is and how it works. Then you move into market research, like how to find good properties, how to work with different lenders, and how to get your LLC and onboarding squared away. And then there's a whole part on passing inspections, which is a very big deal in this type of business because you can't really rent anything out through Section 8 unless it checks out all of the government boxes. There's also training on managing your tenants, what kind of documentation you'll actually need, and actually growing your portfolio to keeping your property running smoothly so you don't end up with violations or missed rent payments. When it comes to direct coaching, you also get 12 months of mentorship included, access to monthly group Zoom calls, one-on-one coaching, and then there's also access to a private Discord group where people can ask questions and get that extra support. And as a little bonus, you also get Tom's wholesaling course tossed in, which is a whole other strategy for flipping real estate contracts without actually buying houses. All right, so when it comes to Tom's online presence, it's pretty minimal. For someone teaching a full-blown real estate strategy, there is barely any public content out there, no active YouTube channels, not much on social, and outside of the testimonials on his own landing page, as you can see here, there's really not a ton to go off of. He says he's been doing this for over 9 years at this point, and maybe he has, but without more actual social proof to dig into, it's really hard to know what kind of results students are really getting. When it comes to pricing, you will have to book a discovery call first, but from what I've gathered, the investment looks like it starts at around $5,000 just to be considered for their program. And with that, guys, there's also no refund policy attached, so once you're in, that money's gone no matter what. And the thing is, that's just to access the course itself. You're still going to need funding to actually buy a property or qualify for a mortgage. If you don't already have strong credit or a good amount of savings, that alone could be a barrier. Plus, getting a place ready for Section 8 usually means upgrades, repairs, or bringing the property up to code, and that obviously all adds up to the upfront cost fast. Not to mention everything that comes after that's not even mentioned inside the course, like maintenance, insurance, property management, and taxes, basically all of the usual expenses that come with owning real estate. So it's definitely not a $5,000 total investment. The full cost of doing this business model can go way beyond that. Now, with all of that being said, I really want to talk about why this business model kind of sucks, at least for most people in 2025. First of all, it's not even close to passive income. Your rent checks might come in like clockwork once everything is set up, but getting to that point is a full-time job. You have to buy the house, fix it up, pass inspections, go through government red tape, and then manage tenants who could damage your property or just be a pain to deal with. Even with property managers, you're still the one responsible when something goes wrong. And with Section 8, there are a ton of extra rules you have to follow, inspections that can fail you, and long wait times to even get a property approved. You're also dealing with government programs, which means lots of paperwork and very little flexibility. So if you're hoping to build something that runs without you, this definitely ain't it. Then there's the whole money side of things. If you don't already have access to funding or savings, this model isn't even an option. It's not like starting an online business with $100 and a laptop. This is tens of thousands in down payments, repairs, and time. And you're still stuck waiting months just to get one property cash flowing. So scaling this quickly isn't really a thing unless you've got very deep pockets and a ton of time. But if you're looking for a way to make money online without dealing with properties, tenants, or inspections, I will always recommend the digital rental method. It's the model I personally do, and instead of investing in physical real estate, I build simple websites that rank to the top of Google for local service niches around the US, like fencing repair or junk removal. When someone finds the site and calls the number listed, that lead gets directly forwarded to a local business that pays me a monthly finder's fee just to keep all the calls coming in. You're basically building digital real estate, and once it ranks, it basically just keeps working for you around the clock. I've been doing this model for a little over 2 years now, and as you can see here, this site I built in Colorado Springs for fencing repair has been bringing in steady leads and continual income without me needing to barely touch the site. The business owner that pays me handles the service, and I just keep their phone ringing as a middleman. If a client ever stops paying me, I simply forward all of those leads to their competition or somebody else in the same niche. I still own the site, and I still stay in control. I'm not stuck relying on a single platform, and I'm not directly tied to anybody else's business. Compared to something like Section 8 rentals, there's no financing to deal with, no inspections to pass, and definitely way less risk. You're not waiting on anyone to approve anything. You're simply building something valuable online that actually scales, works long term, and gives you complete control and freedom without all of the hassle. All right, guys, that's it for my review of the Section 8 Secrets program by Tom Cruz. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give this video a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future reviews. And if you're curious about how I make money online with the digital rental method, go ahead and check out the link in the description below to a free training that explains the whole business model in complete detail. As always, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.